Meriamarie here, and it has been a good minute since the last time I've recorded a podcast episode. It's been a good 7 months, but I didn't want to come back and record and not have anything to talk about because a lot has happened these past few months. So I wanted to come back with something to discuss. With that being said, welcome back to the Meriamarie podcast. I know y'all been waiting for a long time for me to continue the first part of the last episode I did where I talked about my growth over the years. And I think I was talking about some of the challenges I faced in my life and how I overcame those. And so I'm going to finish where I left off with that. And then I'm going to give y'all updates of what's been going on and also what's next for me and what's been happening for me. So let's finish where we left off in part one of my growth over the years. So my growth over the years, of course, like I said, I faced many obstacles and many challenges in my life. And fast forward to 7 months later, I've made different changes, but like good changes. So what you saw before was me still going through those challenges. And now you see a person who has really grown and developed into the person that she's always wanted to be, the young woman that she's always grown and wanted to be. So March 10th, I got baptized. So it's something I always wanted to do, but I was like, I don't want to just do it and not be dedicated and actually mean it. I wanted it to be at the right moment. And so I asked God, I was like, whenever you're ready for this to happen for me, I was like, just give me a sign that everything will be fine and that I'm ready. And then it happened on March 10th. So yeah, your girl is baptized. She has made some changes in her life. She's changed everything in her wardrobe, a lot of things. Now, I will say that when it comes to your growth and when you make some changes in your life and when new offers and like a new beginning, like a rebirth happens for you, like so many good things are coming your way, there are going to be people that are not going to like that. And I speak from experience because while I was on this journey, I did lose a lot of friends. There's a lot of people I don't talk to anymore. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, you live and you learn. And so I wish them all the best. No love lost over here. I still wish them all the best. At the same time, it comes a point where you have to realize when one door closes, a bigger one opens. And so there's so many things I'm proud of myself for. It's like as one door closes, another one opens. And so I'm just living it up. Also, I'm so thankful for all of the support that I continue to get from everyone. Because I always say that I was nervous to start this podcast. And it's honestly, it's doing really good. Like reading people's comments and then telling me like their personal experiences and how they can relate to my videos when I'm discussing certain topics. It really warms my heart because you truly never know what someone is going through behind closed doors. And so to hear people like express like they really like the things that I'm talking about, I truly appreciate that. And so with that being said, there's something I want to discuss with y'all. For anyone that wants to do a podcast, my advice to you is to just go for it. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever topics you want to talk about, whatever in your heart, whatever you feel passionate about, just go for it. Talk about it because you never know who else wants to talk about the same thing. So all I can say is just go for it. And so I'm working on something to give advice for podcast people. Hopefully I still have it because my old computer stopped working, but hopefully what I was working on is saved and I can share that with y'all, and so y'all can look through that if you're starting to like become like a podcast. Like if you want to do like a podcast and be like a podcaster, welcome to the podcast world. And like need some tips and advice on what you could do to start, or just advice to start your channel in general. Hopefully I still have that saved somewhere and I could check it and finish where I left off, and then I could share that with you all and upload it all. Now, as far as current issues goes in the world, because I saw you guys vote for things y'all wanted me to talk about, and a few of you voted for, let me go look at it, for current issues in the world. Now, I'm be honest, I've like been zoning out when it pertains to current issues in the world, but some things I have seen, like these celebrities, houses being raided, these beefs, the climate change in the world, all these storms. It's just a lot going on in the world, and honestly, I think we all really need each other. Even though a lot of people may not agree with that, but I feel like there's like some point in our lives where we gotta realize that constantly going back and forth and arguing, it's just not really worth it, because at the end of the day, we're all on this earth still learning things. It's like this is the majority of our first times here on this earth, and we're all still learning things, and we're all still trying to explore the world and understand things. But instead, there's people that's constantly yak and attacking each other, and then people are losing their lives, and it's just like, what can you gain from that? What can you gain from constantly fighting each other, killing each other? You're not gaining anything, but instead you're losing people at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, that person can't get their friend back, their son, daughter, niece, nephew. They can't get them back if they're gone. And so I don't know. I just feel like our world needs to heal. Like there's just too much going on, like with the thunderstorms, tornadoes, floods, fires, bombings. Hopefully everything will get back to normal. Well, I can't even say normal because it's been going on for a while, but and then because y'all, there's like so many things I could talk about, but we gonna get more into that in the next episode, honestly, because I want to do more research on things that are going on in the current world. But one thing I will say that I want to talk about, that I feel like I need to talk about, is what's been going on with me. So, as you know, again, it's been 7 months since I recorded this last podcast episode. I was originally supposed to record one in December, before the new year even happened, but I pushed it back. And so I was like, okay, I didn't do it in December. I was going to try and do it in January. So I'm writing ideas of like things I want to talk about, and I just didn't feel motivated. I said to myself, it's not time. It's not time. Because I'm like saying to myself, yeah, you got to do the part 2 of your growth over the years for your channel and your Spotify listeners. But it was like, I don't feel motivated. I didn't feel motivated because I didn't know where I wanted to be. I didn't know where I was. Because I felt like, okay, if I do this, I was like, it's not going to feel sincere because I don't know where my head is at. And so talking about it, I feel like I'm not really giving my viewers what they need. And so I was like, I'm going to push it back. Because if I would have did it back when I was supposed to, I probably would have took that video back down because I wouldn't believe what I was saying. And I don't want to be that type of person to put out a video where my viewers can't feel my true emotions or understand where I'm coming from. And so I said to myself, I don't want to do that. I don't want to let my viewers down. And especially from the last episode I did, because this is officially episode 5. We're already on episode 5. We're making progress. And so I'm saying to myself, no, I don't want to disappoint my viewers. So we're going to take a little break from the podcast and we're going to figure out where our head is at. So I took time because I was like, yeah. Because people were like giving me ideas of like what to do and like we're saying like bring people on the podcast. That's another thing I want to talk about. I do want to bring people on my podcast, but I want to do it when the time is right. I don't want to just add anyone on my podcast and then not have anything to discuss, because I feel like if I just bring them on and then there's nothing to discuss, and then what's like the point, you know? Because I want them to have something that they want to talk about, and then of course I'm going to have things that I want to talk about, and then like questions that we may have for each other. Like I want it to be something good. I don't want it to just be forced. I want it to just be natural, fun, and just a good episode. So one day, maybe one day, hopefully, I'm gonna pray on it, that eventually I'll start having people on the podcast or collaborating. But for now, it's still gonna be me, because at the end of the day, this is still my podcast, and the purpose of my podcast is for me to just be myself and just be unfiltered and real with y'all about who I am and how my life is, and expressing things and experiences that I've been through that maybe y'all can relate to. And if you can't relate to it, thanks for listening to me anyways, because I just feel like there's nothing wrong with just being your true self. Because no matter what, the last thing you want to do is have someone tell you that being yourself is a problem. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. At the end of the day, there's only one you. Don't ever let someone change who you are as a person, because at the end of the day, they're not you, but most importantly, they did not create you, and most definitely important, they're not God. They're not God. You did not create me, and you're not God, so therefore you can't tell me who I'm meant to be as a person. Keep that in mind. And another thing that I feel that's like little, what's the word for it? I'll just say confusing. What I think is confusing nowadays when it comes to social media is that people are not allowed to really share their opinions of what goes on in today's society. Because I feel like everybody's just like following, it's like kind of like following the leader. Like people don't really have their own opinions anymore because they're so used to one person saying this and then they're believing that and then they're going with that, and then it just causes conflicts. And then if a person disagrees, then it becomes a whole problem. Like people literally get into arguments if someone doesn't agree with them, or if they don't like this certain like celebrity or person that they like, then they're like finding people's like houses and where they live and stuff. And it's just like, I don't understand why we're at this point. Because it's like, okay, we get it. Social media is one thing. Like some people post whatever they want. It's totally no, because at the end of the day, you're allowed to post whatever you want. But at the same time, I feel like it's a problem that people can't really truly be themselves without conflicts constantly happening, arguments happening, people fighting, people tracking down people's houses and locations and stuff like that. Just all types of disrespectful things. And I just feel like people seriously need a break from social media, because I feel like, because before social media became really popular, people used to just truly talk to each other. Like you don't really see people talk as much anymore unless it's through their phone, like through text, through FaceTime, through social media. You don't really see people out there like that communicating. There's still some people that still do that. I'm not gonna lie, there's still some people that still do that, but like majority, social media has become a serious problem, and I feel like it just needs to dial back. it really needs to dial back. And whenever that does happen, I feel like things could be different. Things could be different. But you just never know, because the way social media is going right now, you truly never know what to expect. You never know what to expect. And then another unfortunate thing is when some people go on social media and share their story of like what they're going through, because at the end of the day, again, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And so when people are like expressing what's going on in their lives, like abuse and stuff like that, one thing I don't like is when people say that they don't believe the victim. I think that's truly messed up. That they tell the victim that they don't believe them and that they're just doing it for money. But then when there's evidence, that's when people switch up. And it's like, it's one thing to be like, okay, like what's going on? Like you truly don't know what's going on. But to just outright say that you don't believe the victim and then there's proof, there's evidence, it's like, what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing? Like, if you're quick to defend an abuser, it makes you realize why so many people are so afraid to speak out, because they're fearing for their lives. And then when they do speak out, nobody believes them. So that's why a lot of the victims are very reluctant to even speak out. And honestly, for anybody who's ever went through that, I like to send my sincere condolences, and I pray that you get through whatever you're going through and stay strong. And I'm sorry that that's happening to you, because no one deserves to live through that. Nobody at all. I don't wish that on anyone, and you just don't deserve to go through that. No one does, male or female. Nobody deserves to go through that. I just don't condone violence at all. I don't condone violence. I don't condone cyberbullying. I don't condone any of that. Not at all. Not one bit. It's just, it's like a tragic thing that people truly go through in this world, and then they just never really get to share their true feelings because they're scared what could happen next. And so, moving forward, because I'm gonna see if I could upload this and see what else I wanted to talk about real quick, because let's see, we're 18 minutes in. Again, y'all, it's like, wait a minute, I'm trying to get back into the habit of, just being quick on my feet when discussing these topics, but it's so many things going on. It's like I truly don't know where to begin, because like so much has happened while I've been MIA. Because I've noticed while I was on my hiatus, I was like, I have a lot I'm gonna have to discuss. And I was like, do I want to just go the current issues route, or do I want to speak the personal route? I just don't know. But I will say, this has definitely been my season of learning, but also growing as a person. And the reason why I say that is because I used to always have those moments where I was doubting myself. And I used to doubt myself because I was like, okay, this is what used to go through my mind. I used to be like, okay, these people are proud of me, and these people are proud of me. And then it got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm making all these people proud. And then I ended up asking myself, when are you going to end up being proud of yourself? Because there was a long period of time in my life where I was like, okay, I have all these people so proud of me, but I was like, why am I not proud of myself? Why do I feel like I'm not doing enough to make myself proud? And so I was doing some thinking. I was like, okay, let's go down a list of things that you've done and like think about what's missing. Like, because I was saying to myself, like, okay, you've done this. You've done that. You're doing this, but you don't feel proud of yourself. So when I was on my hiatus, I was taking time to myself. I wasn't really talking to anyone. I was taking time to myself and being alone. I was like, I need to figure out where I want to be in my life and what I want to do next. And so I was just taking time to myself, being alone. I would go on walks. I would read my Bible and take notes of each scripture that I read. And I would just constantly pray. And I'm just like, Lord, show me the way. Give me a sign. Help me. I don't know where I am in my life, but I just feel lost and vulnerable and I need your help. And he did exactly that. So I ended up getting accepted into the National Society of Leadership and Success. And it's where you get to like share your ideas. I'm so sorry about that, y'all. But you can share your ideas when it pertains to like being a leader and like goals that you want to do in your life. And I've always wanted to like be a leader and help others because that's one thing I'm always passionate about. I'm always passionate about helping others. One thing for sure, I'm always gonna help out because that's just in me. I like, if I don't get to help anyone, it's gonna bother me. And so being able to help others and then meeting new people along the way, it just really warmed my heart because I was like, this would be good for me. I was like, this would be really good for me. And so I was meeting new people. And then I remember I got to join a photo shoot. And honestly, it was great because that was the first time for me where it was like I made the decision where I was like, I want to do this photo shoot, but I also want to show this new part of my life and what I'm doing. And so I was like, I want to switch it up because at this time I was switching up my style. So I was like, I want to switch up my style. I want to represent me as a young woman, but I also want to represent the classy version / businesswoman that I am, because I feel like I can be classy and I can still be the young woman that I am, but I was like, I also want to represent like, hey, I can be a businesswoman as well. And so that's what I represented for myself when I went to that photo shoot. And I met some amazing people and amazing photographers. They are doing amazing. And I wish them nothing but the best. And hopefully I get to work with them again. They are truly amazing people. And they are great photographers. Like, they're really doing things. Like, I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of everybody that was part of it. And so after that, I did the photo shoots and stuff. And then got inducted into the National Society of Leadership and Success. And because my certificate and everything got sent to me, and I was happy about that. And so I was like, yeah. I was like, we're doing some things. We're really doing things that you really want to be a part of. And I was like, it's good for you. This is really good for you. And so as I'm doing that, I was like, yeah. I was like, you've really grown into the young woman that you always wanted to be. And that's something I always said to myself. I don't want to be something that I wouldn't be proud of. Because I feel like if I become a person that I can recognize, how could I be proud of myself? How can I be proud of the things that I accomplish if I'm not someone I would be proud of or happy to like be around, if that makes sense. And so fast forward, I finished my spring semester, and once I finally finished, I was like, I'm gonna take a break. Not really going to upload just yet, but at the same time I'm gonna be editing stuff to get myself ready for this episode. And so that's what I did. I was on a break, and I was preparing myself for this episode. But I remember just sitting there one day and I was like, I have so much on my mind and I have so much to talk about. But I was like, it's hard to want to discuss everything when your mind is just going so fast. It's like when you want to talk about it, you gotta do it step by step. Cause I was like, I've lost so many people because I changed my life around and I did things for me. But most importantly, I did things for God. I made myself realize that it's okay to care for others, but at the same time, you can't forget about yourself. And you can't forget about God. Because I always put God first. And so, I was like, I had to balance it out. I was like, okay, I can think about myself, but I was like, I don't want to be selfish and just only think about me. I was like, there's still others that I care about. And so, I started thinking about me, and then I still was thinking about others. Excuse me. And I was like, as I was analyzing everything and seeing the people who were still around and who were still supporting me, I was like, this is good. But at the same time, the same people, well, not even the same people, the other people that said that they would always be around and said that they would always support me, they ended up leaving me because I changed. But only thing about me changing is that I changed for the better. Never changed for the worse. Because if I would have changed for the worse, they would have been around. But since I changed for the better, that's when they started to distance themselves. That's another thing to be mindful of. There are people who are going to cheer you on. But at the same time, there's going to be people who you see cheer you on that can end up getting jealous and then they'll leave. It may hurt at first, it may bother you because it's like y'all are supposed to be cool, y'all are supposed to be friends no matter what, but sometimes you lose people and that's okay because new people come along the way, and with those new people, they support you. They're cheering you on, they're rooting you on. So the ones that you've lost, it's okay because at the end of the day, you're gonna gain new people. This is like, y'all, this is like a little therapy session, like a little TED talk, honestly. So, let me see. Let me just inform y'all what to expect for the next episode. The next episode is going to most likely be more detailed of certain topics, like current issues. And honestly, any other topics that y'all may want me to discuss. It depends on y'all. Y'all just gotta let me know what y'all want me to discuss. But this video is just me just being vulnerable with y'all. Just being open and expressing how I feel. Because I haven't done a video this long in a good while. And I felt like it was needed. Not having notes or anything of like topics to talk about. Just me being myself and just saying what's on the top of my head. Because I don't even have any notes. Normally, I would like have like certain topics written down that I would want to talk about, and then I would keep it in my mind before I start recording, but I have none of that. So I'm just speaking from the heart. And honestly, I think that was the best way to come back. Just truly being myself. There's nothing wrong with being yourself. And so, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And I'm gonna give y'all some advice real quick. Because I think this is very important to remember. So, One thing I will say that is very important to remember is that no matter what steps you take in your life, no matter what you do next, just always remember to not give up. Because if you give up, you never know what blessings you're blocking yourself from. So don't give up. Pray about it. Pray about it. Think about where you are in your life. Ask yourself, are you happy with where you are in your life, or do you feel like you could do more? And do you feel like you're at a place where you're stuck and you don't know what to do next? Ask God. Pray about it. Just pray about it. But don't block yourself from your blessings. And don't let anyone block you from your blessings, because you never know what could be in store for you. So I think that's very important for you guys to keep in mind. And I think it's very helpful because, again, you never know what's in store next for you. Nobody knows what's in store for them, honestly. But I think that's important to keep in mind. Another thing, trying to figure out what else I could say, honestly. Honestly, if I'm gonna be real, I would say, trying to figure out how to word it for y'all. I would say, think positive. Yeah. Don't let the negative block or affect the positive. Because there's always going to be some type of negativity that's going to come your way. But it is up to you as to whether or not you're going to let that negativity affect you. So, think more positive. Don't stress. If you ever feel like you're stressing or about to get angry, just take a breather. Take time to yourself. There's nothing wrong with taking time to yourself. Sometimes you do need that time to like isolate and just process everything that's going on in your life. So don't be afraid to take that break. Don't be afraid to do that. And so, with that being said, I think I'm going to end it probably right here because we're like 32 minutes in, going in 33 minutes in. And so, I'm going to leave y'all with a scripture. So, I'm going to read Psalm 23 for y'all. So, let me go ahead and get that uploaded for y'all, because I'm going to leave y'all with a positive note. Psalm 23. Because, yeah, I think it's important. It's very important. So, yeah, because we're 33 minutes in, and I want to make sure I get this out for y'all, because this was supposed to come out June 4th, but I pushed back the day because I had uploaded a workout video the day before, and then there was a bad storm, and so I was like, I'm gonna push the day back. So, because it's sunny right now, it's all sunny and stuff, and so yeah, I pushed the day back for y'all because I didn't want to just try and get the video out while it was storming, especially because at one point I did lose power. So I was like, we ain't gonna do that, we gonna wait. And so, yeah, got this going today. Hopefully I get this uploaded the same day that this was recorded. If not, y'all will probably see it the next day, because as y'all know, I record these videos myself, and I also edit and make my intros and thumbnails myself. So I'm a one-woman person. I'm doing everything myself, but I'm doing this all for y'all. And so with that being said, I'm gonna read this for y'all, and then I'm gonna end it there. So it says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. That is Psalms 23. And that is going to conclude today's episode of the Meriamarie podcast. I am so excited to be back doing this podcast for y'all. It's been a long 7 months, but it was worth the wait because I didn't want to come on here and not be myself because I just didn't feel like that was worth it. I just wanted to be my true self, and as y'all see, that is exactly what I'm doing. And so with that being said, I love you all. Stay safe, stay blessed. God loves you. I love you. And I will see y'all next time. Be safe. And let me know what y'all want to hear from me next in the next episode. And with that being said, this concludes episode 5. Welcome back to the Meriamarie podcast. I will see y'all later. I love you. Mwah. Deuces.